Okay, I want to talk about habits today because I feel like it can come from like a lot of different perspectives. Where one perspective is someone tells you to look in the mirror and essentially just be like, yeah, you're this, you have all these quality traits, you're smart, you're beautiful, I don't know, you're like hardworking, academic, whatever, you have all these skills. Essentially lying to yourself. Then another one is where they tell you to go make these Pinterest boards about the version and the reality that you have going for yourself. The point is that it's all false and you can be trying to fool everyone else, but in reality I feel like people don't even give it a second, third thought. The most important thing is yourself and how you view yourself. And if you know you're lying to yourself, if you know you don't have the actions to back up who you have going in your head, where you're like switching from identity to identity to identity, it just ends up doing more harm than good in the long term, because now you feel disingenuous in yourself. You feel like you can't keep your word, and in result that reduces your confidence about not only yourself even more and about what kind of person you are even more, but also your identity. Like, who the fuck are you if you're saying you're that, you're that, you're that? Also, another thing is that this is a fundamental thing we have to accept. We as humans, we can't have everything. We can't have every single quality trait. And that's perfectly fine. And that's something we have to accept and stop living in denial about. I personally, I'm not as naturally smart as I want to be. And that's something I've accepted, okay? And what I could do it about this, instead of lying to myself and be like, yeah, like I'm so intellectually wise. Like, I'm really not that intellectually wise. The only thing I can do is just educate myself even more on the topics of interest that I have going on about myself. Now, what tends to happen is that a lot of people have these like baddie syndromes, and a lot of people have these like things and denial situations where they don't even think enough about this. Actually, like, if you watch this video, maybe you're like asking yourself these questions. A lot of people don't even ask themselves these questions. A lot of people don't even know who they are. Like, that's like, to me, that's insane. A lot of people just have this like I remember a specific moment, I think it was like 2 years ago, where my friend asked me like, what kind of person do you think I am? Like, what kind of person do I think I am? And I was silent. I didn't know who I was. I had no idea who I was, and I kept asking myself this question repeatedly after months. And what ended up really helping me was me just, and as cliche as it sounds, what ended up happening was that I just ended up talking to myself, like actually verbalizing with myself, and started explaining things and just having these uncomfortable conversations with myself about like what I don't have, like what my flaws are, and also what I do have, and just me in general. I started asking questions about what kind of person I am. And of course, for some people that might not be important. Like, for some people, they just want to live their lives, do whatever the fuck they want, whatever. That's their life. But I feel like for me, it was really important to understand who I was and what I wanted to do in my life. And the fact that I didn't know, that was like actually kind of scary. So don't lie to yourself, and don't waste that time of you trying to fool everyone else, because you just end up fooling yourself. Now, the fundamental thing of change, no, the fundamental thing of confidence is simply having actions and habits that back up who you say you are in your head. That's what it comes down to, confidence. Obviously, there's different ways of confidence. There's like appearance. There's like, if you have a skill, your career, maybe you just not seeking that validation from other people. But I feel like they all play like they all like one level of confidence translates onto other different levels, if that makes sense. If you put an effort into yourself, and again, actions and habits, do you see, like, if you go to the, for example, appearance confidence, if the actions and the habits that you have, where you eat properly and you go to the gym consistently, all about consistency, by the way, then it will come up to you, it will catch up to you, and you will feel yourself gaining more confidence about yourself, because you're like, damn, like, I'm putting in the effort, I feel stronger, I feel healthier, like it's there, like the results will come. Like, you don't have to weigh yourself every single day if you know that you're eating correctly, if that makes sense. So the same thing with skill. If you know that you're putting in the time, if you're taking the effort, it will come. The results always come if you take in the actions and you do the habits consistently over a period, over like a long period, over a period, damn, Jesus Christ, a long period of time. If you do them consistently, Now, a thing about habits, I do think that like because habits are automatic and they're like subconscious, I feel like the bad habits and the good habits that you have going on, they're like rooted in you. Like you can't really change them. You can plaster on top of it, and you can try to add in better habits and kind of change what you're doing day to day. But it takes time again. It's all about consistently. If you go to the gym one time, you're not gonna see that many. You're not gonna see results. If you keep showing up to the gym, even when you don't see results, it will happen. So yeah, I wanted to talk about confidence, and I feel like a lot of people are just like living in denial about themselves and who they are, or a lot of people don't even question that. And I feel like it's just important to say that true confidence does come from you. It all, like you, like the perception of you have of yourself is generally one of the most important things that you have going for yourself, because not only do you not let other people disrespect you, you don't feel the need to go and have these like useless conversations, you don't really waste your time on things. Like I feel like confidence in your word and what you're going to be saying. Like yeah, there's like a lot of different types of confidence, but it all fundamentally comes to your actions. And you saying shit to the mirror or you creating these Pinterest boards, it just confuses yourself. Like it's just, you don't need to do that. So I'm gonna end on this note. If you guys have any questions, do ask me down below. Really short video today, but if you don't know yourself, just pick up the camera and have these hard conversations with yourself. I feel like that's where it all starts. And just speak and speak whatever, like just speak to yourself, even about the random bullshit. Even just sit in silence, bro. Just have these conversations with yourself and learn to also understand yourself and ask yourself, what kind of person do you think you are? And if that's not important to you, that's not important to you. But it was important for me. So ending it on this note.